Thank you for joining me. I'm Laura and I garden in Zone 6, Connecticut. And today we're just going to take a quick walk around the garden. It's the beginning of March, so everything's still pretty dormant. We're just going to talk about plans and see what's up. So thanks for coming, and here we go. Thanks. So I guess I will show you around and just talk a little bit about any plans that I have. This is the side entrance to our house. This is the one we use the most. I have a little cryptomeria over there, little evergreen tree. One of my little gnomes here. I have some herbs in this bed, and I think I'm going to be I have 2 plumbagos that I got at the end of the season last year. I'm going to put them on either side of the arch, both sides of that arch. They grow super fast, but they aren't hardy down to our zone, so I've been keeping them inside. So I'll plant them out after last frost, probably around Mother's Day. There's some lavender in here and some penstemon. I'm going to have to clean all this up soon. And then this leads into the fairy garden, and I'm going to make a separate video about that. I have a lot of work to do on the fairy garden and a lot of stuff that I've been working on to add to it. I also have to fix this little fairy castle lighthouse thing. There's some, the roof needs some work, so I'm going to fix that up, and then hopefully I'll be ready to get this all filled in. I put some hoops here. I got enough hoops to make like 3 little 10-foot sections that I'll be able to cover. So hopefully I'll be able to plant out some of like my pansies and my larkspur fairly soon, hopefully in the next couple weeks, and then I'll just cover them with frost cloth when I need to. Over here, this section needs to be reseeded with grass. I was kind of playing around with the design, and I'm happy with it now. So I need to reseed some grass because I ended up making kind of a mess over here. And I call this the H garden because I plant a lot of things that start with H in this section. We have hydrangeas over here. There's hibiscus. I put in some heuchera. I'm planning on putting in some heliotrope. Just lots of things that start with H. That fence, I really would like to replace that whole section with stockade fencing. We've had this fence since we moved in, and all it is pallets and the bamboo type rolled fencing over top, and it's worked, but I mean, you can see it's just kind of tattered now. It's been 10 years, so it's time to upgrade the fencing. Some more hydrangeas over here. I would like to turn this section into a moon garden, so plant a lot of white things and things with silvery foliage, that kind of thing. So where the greenhouse is the main, I call it the main garden. It's the main vegetable garden, like where I grow my veggies and where I grew most of my pumpkins here last year. We have strawberries over there. But having the greenhouse up takes up a lot of space, first of all, and it blocks a lot of sun. So what was a full sun area is pretty shaded now. So that's why I'm kind of debating taking the greenhouse down. It would be a lot of work, but I think I'm leaning towards taking it down and using that garden space for the spring and summer. And then we'll see what happens in the fall. Over here I have some forsythias. Not a whole lot going on over here. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the trampoline. The girls don't really use it that much anymore. They're 13 and 11. So might be time to get rid of that. This is just a little elderberry that was like naturally formed in this funny shape, so I just staked it that way because I thought it was cute. And I wanted to keep it like that. This is our strawberry beds, and then this section I'll probably use for like corn, but I do want to line the whole main garden with flowers. I want the whole border to be filled with flowers. And then up against the fence here, this is mostly like partly shade, so it's just right now mostly shrubs. And that'll be fine for now. Don't have a whole lot of plans for that. This whole area is going to be new this year. This is a big job because I'm pulling a lot of stuff from behind the fence to pile up in sort of like a hugelkultur type method. That's what I did with my new beds last year, and it worked out great. So I'm repeating that with this area. I think I'd like to put some beauty berries in there. And over here, this is where we get to the front of the house. There's some roses in here, some spirea. Everything is, you can barely see anything right now. Nothing's really come to life quite yet. That is a reblooming lilac. I'm hoping to fill in a lot of the space around this little Fat Albert spruce with some supertunias and some other flowering ground covers. And then this strip here is mostly perennials. I'm going to put a lot of the things that I started from seed in this strip garden. That's what I call it. And there's one on this side and then one on the other side as well that I just added last year. So I have a lot of new garden space to fill. Here's the other side of the driveway. Those boxwoods are enormous, and I'm just kind of slowly taking them down. There's a lot of dead stuff that needs to be pruned off. I'm just waiting a couple more weeks before I do that. So all this area will get filled in with perennials, mostly, and some annuals. I do have a section in front of the tree there. So this section in front of the tree, you can kind of see where I've been digging. It was filled with daylilies. I really don't like them very much. They're pretty invasive and they're orange. I don't really like orange. So I pulled a lot of those out. I'm excited that they're out. It was a lot of work. There's also poison ivy over there. So it's just kind of a disaster. I'm going to put larkspur in there and hopefully it'll do well. And this is just a mess. This is a mess. This is going to be such a big project this year. And on the other side, here, this pile is a bunch of poison ivy. There's a lot of poison ivy in the woods and other vines. There's grapevines. So this area is kind of rough, but it's getting there. There's a limelight that I got on clearance at the end of the last season for like $3. And then this little sloped area can be a little bit difficult, but it's a work in progress, and me and my neighbor Janet work on it together, so it's fun. And there's a little groundhog that lives over there. I like him. He's super cute. And he likes to eat the clover in the yard. So sometimes I'll even plant things around there just for him as like a distraction. So he hopefully won't eat everything else. You know what I mean? This big field area is terrible at growing grass. My dream is to use this whole area here to grow pumpkins. That's a really big project, and they would have to be only ornamental because this is our leach field for our septic, so I can't really grow edible stuff over here, but I would love for it to be a pumpkin patch. Dreams for the future, I guess. And here we go back. I guess that's about it. There's going to be a lot of work to do, but I am ready for spring. I'm ready for the work. I love getting stuff done and seeing the results. It's so rewarding. So I'm very excited for spring. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you will join me in the next one.